Welcome into the Slobberknocker Sports Podcast, episode 78. We're here today to talk the Masters, NBA playoffs, got a bunch of stuff on the docket today. We'll jump into all of that. We got some fun segments as well. We'll do some WNBA or not, since Turner went 5 for 5 last week, but the reality was he had seen that before.
Best in the business.
Doesn't count.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Big Dog. He's back. Oh, he's back, bitches. He's back. He's back. What? Oh, Bailey loved it. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Conan O'Brien.
How the hell have you been?
God, I've been fucking great.
Vacation?
By the
You guys
way,
have seen each other every day. What do you mean?
I haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't seen him in
I've been on a
weeks.
plane. I've been on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a private jet.
Traveling
Real quick,
the world.
I want to
He was
say
at the
something.
Masters.
Hey, welcome to the Chris Leak Slobberknockers podcast, sponsored by Chris Leak. I own
voice.
everything. These cameras, these lights. Still like he
Comia.
owns a camera or
You
something.
don't own the cameras.
Yeah,
I own the
I
cameras.
own everything. He
Recording.
owns one camera. That's about all he owns.
Tejas Records.
Yeah, Tejas, I got 7 companies. Anyway, I'm back, and I want to say something real quick. I was kicked off this show for about 4 months?
At least.
I was banned for
I feel like it's
nudity,
been 6.
midgets, my Vietnam service,
Stop.
my controversial comments about glove checking the WNBA, with, all this stuff that I think, and my friend said, is the most entertaining part of your show. Seriously, of you guys' show, I am the best part of it, hands down. Seriously.
You can be entertaining and still be inappropriate.
No,
and not
I'm telling
able to
you
be
right
put on
now
TV.
because I want to go there right now.
First of all, it's not TV, it's the internet. Anything goes on the internet.
I don't want. I want to get to sports, but I want to say one thing. You just entered what I want to say. I am here to say that he has stopped my content. Not only that,
Yep.
the and you can mute that to be has removed me
Yep.
from the website.
I removed you 4 months ago.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
I don't know if that's true
That's
or
not true. So watch.
I don't know.
We're gonna let me do my own segment then, because y'all, if you're not, y'all are gonna be out of here in 2 or 3 months.
Parking lot.
Big boy segment. You turn it out if you're a pussy. Tune me out if you're a pussy.
Yep.
You don't want to hear the chauvinistic shit and all the stuff that needs to be said in these podcasts, because you guys did elect Trump, and he's back in office, and he got rid of all of this. He's gotten rid of all of it. You can say whatever you want. In fact, the name retard is back. It's back, full retard. Everything you fucking say. Now you got all these Tropic Thunder
I've been saying
things out
full
there
retard on the air for
but
a
no,
while
But I'm
now.
saying it's back, and I love
He's gonna have
Donald.
to beep that,
I
but
love
yeah, I've been
Donald for
saying
that,
it.
okay?
All right.
I met your mom 45 years ago. I didn't
Good
change
God, you're old.
one damn thing for your mom. I was the same person the day I met her to right now.
That's
which
probably
was, I do
true,
whatever
honestly.
the fuck I want. If you don't like it, that's it. Same with her. She's the same way with me. And I respect women. I was brought up by women. I've always been respectful for women. If you don't ask me, ask my friends. I always have. But the bottom line is there's one thing. Look, men are better than women, okay? Men are more superior. That's just the bottom fucking line. And so let's just be real. That's chauvinistic. You want to say it? Can a girl play a man's sports? No. Are men smarter than women? Yes. Okay? That's just the fucking fact. You can have your academic smart women and all that, but just get street smarts, man.
This might
Girls-
be edgier. This
girls-
might be edgier than the Vietnam stuff.
No, listen. Girls will go for the same guy 5 times when he tells her he doesn't like her. No, I'm just not joking. Guys aren't that stupid, okay? Beautiful girls marry the ugliest men. Come on. Men don't marry ugly women.
What does this have to do with sports? Can we move into sports, please?
All right, so now I
He
am.
just had to get that off his chest.
And he's
All
like
right, we're
talking
moving on.
quiet and
Now-
calling
We're
people
moving
the P
on.
word.
Hold on. No, it's not that about that.
I mean, you sound kind of like a P word right now.
Well, anyway. But don't be a you know what when I'm there. Now I want to say this for the show.
Talk a little louder, buddy.
He told me to turn it down.
Okay.
All right. So the NBA playoffs this year are going to be the best ones in the next 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And watch out for them Clippers. James Harden last night was
Bearded monster.
unreal.
Bearded monster.
Watch out. Kawhi's going to play. He only play 18 games. He's
Yeah.
going to be okay for the playoffs. So they're going to go on a
Yeah, we'll
run.
see.
The Clippers are a team you better watch.
They're
in
not
the
going to beat the
playoffs.
Nuggets in the first round.
Yeah, they'll beat the Nuggets. That's done.
You want to make a bet?
Yeah, absolutely.
How much?
Oh yeah,
Goes,
we're
that's
putting
done.
a
You
new
owe me
set.
38,000. How much you wanna bet?
We have a new. You're talking a little loud.
No, I'm
Get a
asking
little
you how much you wanna
elevated.
bet.
We're gonna have a new segment called Big Dog's Dollars here.
Oh,
And I'm
You're
going to come
talking
on.
to- oh, never mind.
I'm going to come on. I'm going to place the dollars for the bet, and I'm just going to come on real quick, or I'm going to give it to Bailey to place the bets, and we're going to have the bets, and y'all keep the dollars here, and if I lose, you keep them in the pot, and if I win, you can take them home for your spending money, okay? food money, whatever. That's my first bit. The playoffs will be really good this year. You might have for the first time in a long time, you got some good matchups, okay? And I'll tell you I'm going to pick later, but I already threw darts at Alex. I hit one of them in the scrotum fucking sack. I hit him in the sack. I threw and I have a new segment too. It's called
why could you
when I'm picking
why was there even an ability for you to hit somebody in the ball sack?
Well, he was holding the dartboard and I fucking missed and it hit him.
In the balls?
Yeah. Accidentally.
Did he have his pants off?
No, he had
How'd
them
it go
on.
through the pants?
I have the darts. You've seen the darts I use.
Darts could go through pants easily.
Yeah,
Please.
Thank you. Poor damn Alex. He's out. He went home for 2 weeks. Don't wonder why he isn't showing up.
That's why.
Yeah,
okay.
I was wondering why he wasn't here.
He got injured. I was trying to hit the.
Manu Ginobili.
What?
He pulled a Manu Ginobili, ruptured his testicle.
Well, the bloody ear is my new skit. You throw something. We're gonna have a bloody ear. And a great president to pick our sports teams. And we're going to have a bloody ear, and y'all are going to throw darts at it. And we're going to see how close we do to missing the ear and hitting the bloody thing. And behind it, we'll have our teams picked, okay? That's the new segment I'm putting on. It's called the Bloody Ear Picks, okay? And so we'll have a picture of a president's ear and a little patch there. All right. Now, the last thing I want to say is that we are bored now, as you said, off camera, with my 2 years of a perfect bracket already.
Yeah.
All right?
Well,
2 years I've picked a perfect
year,
bracket. Yeah. We're not going to argue and get into that. I just wanted to take this segment because I'm back.
And we're coming back after Warren Buffett, too.
After Warren Buffett.
Yeah, we're going after Warren.
So I want to end it with this. Is it true or false? This is our last segment. True or false that I made a shirt of myself that says Rock God?
That's definitely true.
I was unaware of this until just about 10 minutes ago.
Where is the shirt? You should show the people at home.
Well, Bailey's
Bailey, go get the shirt.
I'll put a picture of it on the podcast.
Okay, all right, yeah, please.
All right.
This is a real shirt that he made it at the mall.
He made it for himself. It has himself on it, and it says Rock God on it.
Oh, what a great shirt. Everyone here,
send that to Carl.
I have it on the couch out there, and everybody's been commenting about it.
I think Carl's seen it. I think that's why it's the Chris Leak
I'm going to ship
God.
No,
Carl
Carl
one.
has seen it.
Yeah, he has.
Carl saw it. He named his team after it.
Yeah, Chris
All right,
Leak.
real
I'm going to
quick.
ship Carl a custom-made copy of one. Maybe he'd come back and join the league at this point.
Okay, real quick.
We'll kick Ryan
Is
out.
it true that I was hit by lightning
Yes.
No.
and lived?
Yes.
No.
True or false? Is it true or false?
Did you witness this?
No. Hold on.
No,
we're not
but
going
he came
to. We're
home-
going
he
to.
came home right away.
This is how the podcast works. You don't get to talk the whole time.
He said the fire department said they've never seen someone fucking tougher in their entire
That walked
life.
up and
I
stood
just
up.
have one question.
He didn't even
Your
fall
Honor,
off the
Your
ladder.
Honor, were there any witnesses besides you there? Just
Yeah.
answer. Don't.
Yeah, the EMS guy.
No. When the lightning hit you, was anyone there?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
He know
good.
it hit me. He took a
I rest
reading
my
of my
case.
electricity in my system. All right.
Oh, they can do that?
Yes.
They can check how static you are?
Yes, they do have a fucking checker.
Yep. They
You
put a
dumb
little. They
shit.
put a little thing on his finger.
Diameter. It's a
And they- and
diameter.
they
A diameter?
No, a diameter for electricity.
diameter.
You don't even know fucking physics.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I mean,
Number
shit.
two.
This guy doesn't even know weather.
Fucking done. Shut up when it comes to diameters. Okay. All right, real quick. I want to say one thing. Is it true or not? I was hit by 2 moving cars as a kid.
I don't know.
Yeah, I ran 2 stop signs
When
and I was
Turner
hit.
says, I don't know. You know it's
Well, I just haven't heard that
No,
story.
I know I did. I got hit twice actually.
Well, ask Chip. I bet he'll.
Yeah,
confirm.
he'll confirm that one. Okay, and the last one is it confirmed? Is it true or false that I give TSA agents a bunch of shit when I go through an airport?
That part is true because he takes Xanax and he yells at them and tries to walk through security with his belt on, and then is like, "What the fuck is wrong
He goes,
with
I'm
you?"
not taking off my fucking belt.
And then he's like, why do we have to do this? And like forgets the fact that 9/11 ever occurred, and then even that's my birthday. And yeah, walks through, yells at people, and then even one time we got to Vegas and it took him an hour and a half to get to the Strip, and he convinced me that it was going the scenic route, but he had no idea where he was.
I knew exactly where I was. I know Vegas like the back of my fucking hand.
Henderson.
That's the point.
Henderson, yes, sir. That's where I like to go.
Henderson.
Well, I would like to say we need to have 2 things I would like to add to the show: strip tease picks and
Okay.
midget knife dodging. Can we at least have that back?
I have no problem with
What was the second one?
Strip tease picks. I'll tell you what that's like. A
Who's
betting
stripping?
game. No, it's not. It's like you think. It's a
The
different.
strippers.
It's not like you think.
Well,
Some people will
can you
visit
elaborate what
well,
it
a couple
is?
of people will visit the set on the pick.
I
Who?
actually say that we
Some strippers.
I just say we just combine the two and get midget strippers.
I'm joking.
and then just not worry about the knife dodging, and then they can just do the picks.
All right. I like when I hit Alex. It was fun. I thought that was interesting. Had he moved a little bit, I wouldn't have.
I
hit
haven't
him.
seen Alex in weeks.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because you got hit right in the smack ass balls with the dart. It was a bad spot. I was talking to Bailey, and I went, "Oh fuck, Bailey," and I threw it, and it hit him. So anyway, what? Yeah, it punctured. It punctured it. Okay. A puncture. Now, real
What
quick.
are we talking about?
So real quick, I want to say something. Clippers.
By the way, just everybody remember, he said last thing 7 minutes ago.
Clippers are the team to watch.
Yep, bearded monster.
I can't believe this. The Warriors lost.
The Warriors suck. They've sucked all year. The Spurs beat them the other night.
No, that's
Harrison Barnes had a game winner. Didn't even Wemby or Fox.
That's a weird loss. The take this morning.
Last night.
The take this morning. No one here listens to 7 sports games, sports talk radio.
Nobody.
In the morning and 7 starting at 6:45. Then I put my headphones on.
Can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I know. I've been actually a little nervous about my stress levels lately. I've been a little slurry.
Oh, he's been more than slurry. He's been biting people's heads off, and that's saying something when he's been even worse than normal.
Well,
you can't say one thing to him; he loses his fucking mind.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I've heard a couple people talking about it.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Get on their toes, right, Turner?
No, they're worried about you.
Life lessons by Mr. Leak.
But anyway,
everybody needs to quit being pussies.
Let me say something right now. You have a dead space coming up in the show. You have a big dead space.
Not really. We got the NBA playoffs.
That's going to be. It's going to be 2 teams in that. But anyway, that's an easy one.
Well, there's 16 teams.
No, it's
going to
be good. I'm glad we have the playoffs, and then we have nothing for a while, which is the pill I'm bringing on, and you're going to try it, Turner.
Yep.
And it puts you to sleep for about 4 or 5 months.
What, the hibernation pill?
Well, you get catatonic. You can function. You can go to work. That's all you can do. You can't do anything else. Okay. So, but I want to say, NBA playoffs.
That's basically how you operate anyway.
I make money while I'm sleeping. Bottom line, what's the first topic for me on the show?
Are you staying on to talk?
I'm going to stay a little bit, just for a couple of minutes. I think I need to stay. I think it's important for the audience to get a load of me. That like Jackson's mom said, if I can't offend her, I can't offend anyone.
Okay, I'm going to give
You're the show.
Well, while you continue on the show, I'm going to give you a list of rules. You don't get to say, all right, let's move on, and you don't get to interrupt me when I'm talking unless you're making a point back. So if you do that,
let's do a concise show today with me.
All right, quiet. All right, quiet. Okay, we're moving on here. Okay.
Have I taught you a lot about life?
I mean, my God.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to play a quick game in honor of the fact that there was the Masters this week.
Okay.
All right. Okay, good.
All right, so it's called Is This a Rule or Not at Augusta National Golf Course. I'm going to give you something, and you tell me whether it is or is not a rule.
Okay.
All right? Okay, let's start with number 1. This one should be relatively easy. There is no phones ever allowed at Augusta. Is that a rule or not a rule?
Not a rule.
That's a rule.
That is absolutely a rule. You're not allowed to have your phone. In fact, they can kick you out for it if you have a phone at Augusta, okay? Yep. Number two, okay? Running is not allowed by anyone at the Masters.
No, it's allowed.
True.
Running is not allowed at the Masters by anyone
you can't
except players. Now, why players would have to run, I have no idea. Players can run, but
patrons
fans
cannot run.
And okay, here we go. That's right. Okay, you obviously don't know this. Okay, true or false? You're allowed to take souvenirs from the Masters.
Yes.
Souvenirs as far as what? What do you mean?
Pieces of.
That's the rule. Yes or no?
That's not even a real question. Like, are you talking about a fucking gift shop? Or are you talking about taking something off the fucking
course?
Court. No, you can't take anything off the fucking course.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. In 2012, a patron scooped some of Augusta's grass, got arrested, and it cost him $20,000.
I wouldn't pay that. I'd go tell him, stick it up your ass.
Yeah, big dog.
Fucking bunch of fucking hicks. Let's
go.
Okay,
rule or no rule. Hats are not allowed by patrons at the Masters.
That's
false.
False. You can wear a hat. Yeah.
Okay, that is false. True or false, or rule or not a rule, you're not allowed to wear your hats backwards at the Masters.
That's true.
That is true. That is a rule. You're not allowed to. Okay, last one. There is no price gouging at the Masters. Food at the Masters has not changed since the start of the Masters tournament.
False.
It's true.
That is true. Currently, you can get a $1.50 pimento cheese sandwich, $30 classic chicken sandwich, $1.50 sausage biscuit, $1 fountain drink soda, and $1 coffee.
I'm proud of them though for that.
That's good. Yeah, well, you spend all that money to go there, and then you get $1 soda.
Yeah.
So.
That was my point on the UFL. That's a good subject you should bring up. UFL has it wrong. Use this clip for promotion. UFL has it wrong by charging people $100 for the UFL. There's no one in the seats. Get into small stadiums. Brahmas should be playing over there at Toyota Stadium. And then dollar hot dogs, dollar beer, no parking. If anything, you pay for parking. The ticket should be, God bless it, free. Now you have TV audience. You have people seeing that their excitement starts to create. It's a better game to call. UFL has it wrong. You not charge for tickets.
You're not making any revenue for tickets.
No, you're not making any revenue to pay anything. I know why they're doing it. They're doing it for the rental of the dome. At least it might cover that. Okay, so charge for parking, but no tickets. There's no one there.
The money for the parking? Are they making money?
It
for
depends.
Parking?
Sometimes it's
I
private.
Bet the stadium makes it.
No, they sub it out and they take a percentage. They don't want to mess with it. They give it to a contractor. They can make, let's say, on $20, they can make 10. So charge for parking to pay for the rental. Or give them the concessions. Figure it out so you have butts in the seats. It's going to die by next year.
It's not looking good for the UFL, but I think Big Dog needs to be commissioner. He's the only guy that can save it.
I'm telling you right now.
And I actually think the only way to save it is you go old school XFL. We need Vince McMahon screaming at midfield.
Yeah, we need the cheerleaders and everything.
Cheerleaders.
I do think they should
dry humping air, and then the guys.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I'm fucking kidding, but it's like the old camera where it's like, this is the XFL, like zoomed in on the cheerleaders. I love
that old XFL.
And the guys come running in.
Yeah.
The kickoff is two guys like getting CTE for the ball.
I do think they should bring back the part of the UFL or the part of the XFL into the UFL where there's like less rules about hitting each other, because that's the thing that separates the UFL, like, where you can hit. There's no, because it's like, why would we watch the UFL then if it's just the same exact rules as the NFL? Now I will give them, they have the whole challenge system and all that stuff is much better than the NFL. But
you're going to see the NFL go to at least one a game, like in the next 5 years. They'll do that super challenge, ringing challenge.
They should. They should. Although there was one the other day.
Calls.
They can also, not just super challenge. It's like an auto super challenge the last 5 minutes of the game, right? By the booth.
Right. Yeah,
meaning they can go back, because we watched a game the other day where a team did not get a first down. The game was over, or you were telling me about this. And then that Mike Pereira went back and said, no, it was an egregious false start after the play was already over. And they said they brought it back 5 yards and let the team replay it instead of a 4th and 4 that they already didn't convert. Yeah. They converted the 4th and 9, scored a touchdown, and won the game by a point.
Yeah.
And so that part of it I didn't like, but I agree that would be cool.
Yeah, that's almost like in tennis, which people do, and Novak Djokovic lost his mind. I forgot where they were playing. He was playing Nadal, and Nadal hit a first serve, and it was out by that much. Djokovic played it and hit a winner for a big break, and Nadal goes, challenge. He challenged a serve, and they were like, oh, yeah, it's out, second serve. And Novak lost his mind, and Nadal was like, what do you want me to do? He's like, that was I thought it was out. You hit a winner, and it was out. Like, we shouldn't have been playing that point. Right. They were kind of arguing about it, but it's kind of the same thing with the false start, right? Shouldn't have happened.
Shouldn't have been a play.
I want to say UFL, and the second thing is, I'm not joking, you make a gold mine. You need to have every name of every official, where they live. Well, no, seriously, their Instagrams.
You two and your fucking officials.
No, listen to me. And have
a lot of shit for making fun of officials, and has a lot of ideas.
Watch.
Him and Chip want to kill him. Just someone needs to do something about this, Dylan.
What does Chip say?
That's my favorite. He's like, Dylan, what is someone gonna do? I forgot what he said this tournament.
Like, we should shoot him.
Yeah, someone's got to shoot one of these guys.
Well, no, this is what you do.
Just shoot him.
Someone's got to just shoot one.
If all the coaches after college games and pros started talking about the refs, it would be over, all these bad calls. It would be over. They would instill some sort of replay that stopped it. They would do an assessment of the refs at halftime, an assessment of the refs after the third quarter, and they have substitutes. They don't do it until the coaches bitch. Start a website, call them out, call their plays, have 14 boxes, have their Instagram handles, have their phone numbers, have everything you can to prove, and name their calls, and have a record of their bad calls.
Definitely where their kids
and
go
you
to
can
school.
sell advertising on the site. You can even go that far. You might want to go there. Your kids can get bullied a little bit. It's not a big deal. It makes it grow more, hair on your chest.
Imagine if they did put their kids' names on there, and then you had these kids
Lily,
they all do prize picks now. Could you imagine the bullying going on at school?
God.
But what I'm saying is that would be a gold mine, because no one can stop it. They have a conglomerate on. They own the leagues in college football and college basketball. They charge 2 fouls on Houston, 2 fouls in the first half, 20 in the second half or something. It's ridiculous. It is complete just. We're going to change the game. We're going to make a difference in this game. Make a website to calls out refs. All these people you bitch about refs, you already have a built-in 4 or 5 million people audience. I say you have 20 million. 20 million people would go to that site and light their Instagrams up. And then you get so much publicity for it. Anyway, that's it.
Then one of the
refs gone bad.
So when one of the
refsgonebad.com.
Would you celebrate that?
I'd be like, man, how many bad calls did he get? 24? Well, maybe he doesn't deserve to be here.
Fair take.
All right.
Fair play.
All right, let's talk quickly about the Masters for a second because we did have Sunday finishing at the Masters, and that was kind of the biggest thing in sports yesterday.
For sure.
We had the NBA regular season closing. That was the last day I think everybody played. We'll touch on that a little bit, but I want to talk about the Masters because Rory McIlroy, I almost jinxed him. He had almost had another epic collapse. So we've got who was it? Justin Rose and Rory coming down to the wire. It was DeChambeau and Rory going into the day. DeChambeau just fell apart.
DeChambeau was beating Rory by 1 after hole 3, I believe.
I think it was after hole 1 because Rory doubled one.
No. It was. Yeah,
he doubled one, parred 2, and DeChambeau birdie.
So DeChambeau was up 1 after hole 2, and then Rory retook the lead on 3. DeChambeau made a big mistake. Yeah, but it was one of those deals where Rory McIlroy obviously feeling the nerves, like he always has. Blew a U.S. Open. It was just he hit some of the best golf shots he's ever hit in his life, and the worst all around of golf. The shot on 13, he'd probably tell you is the worst golf shot he hit in his professional career, where he's 100 and something yards away and just duffs it into the creek. And then the shot on 15 is probably going to go down as the best golf shot he's hit in his life.
That was on the par 5 where he left it like 4 feet and ended up making birdie.
Yeah.
That was a crazy shot.
Missed the eagle putt, obviously, which, he wanted to make that. Then tapped in for birdie, and then on 17, he had another phenomenal shot and made birdie as well.
I did see that. And that gave him the chance to win it with a par on the last hole.
Yeah, just needed a par.
And then, of course, he chokes about a 5-foot putt on 18 to win it?
Yeah, 5-foot putt. But even worse was just the shot that I'll tell you was even worse, just from the middle of the fairway, just flaring it right into that bunker. Hits a pretty good bunker shot. And then, I think everybody thought for sure he was going to make it. I've seen enough golf in my life that I didn't necessarily think so, especially with his misses he had at the U.S. Open. But credit to him for rebounding in the playoff. He smoked his drive right down the middle, hit a beautiful shot after Justin Rose nearly jarred his second shot. I mean, he hit it right at the hole. He got unlucky that it didn't come back off the slope. Rory had a better yardage, flew it right into the slope, brought it back to the hole. I really don't think – I think he needed to hit the ball that close on 18 to make a putt. I don't think he was ever going to make a 5-foot putt.
Like he would have choked anything else?
Like anything else I don't think he's going to make. I just don't think so.
I agree with that.
That was close enough that it was like, okay, I'm going to make this 3-footer. I'm just going to keep it inside the hole, square my club up, make a putt.
Because even the last one on 18 before the playoff, it looked pretty darn straight. I don't think it broke much. He just missed it completely.
He missed the hole completely from 5 feet.
Didn't touch the hole,
which is crazy. DeChambeau obviously didn't have his best stuff on Sunday, and it was a weird dynamic. I think DeChambeau was like, Rory wouldn't talk to me, which is the absolute right move. After what happened, and they were probably cordial in that final round, Rory he's not the kind of guy that wants to chat it up anyway, so it's just
they weren't together. They weren't paired on the final hole of the U.S. Open, correct?
No, correct. They weren't, but it was just, I think they
were cordial after the tournament and talking and stuff.
I'm just saying, like, after what happened, it was one of those deals where he was not going to let him get in his head at all and just kind of focus on his own game. And I think that kind of weirdly rattled DeChambeau. I mean, he kind of just fell apart, too.
Yeah, he did.
It was weird.
And
after the round, he's like, he wouldn't talk to me at all.
Yeah, I saw that interview. He didn't talk to
me at all out there, which is his prerogative. He didn't have to talk to you. I mean, it's golf, right?
Tiger never talked to anybody, right?
No.
Yeah.
God, no. Yeah.
I mean, what does he expect? This is YouTube golf, right?
Yeah, Tiger went chatting it up with anybody.
You're not playing with Donald Trump or John Daly out there.
Yeah, it was a great Masters. I'm weird because I always find it's funny because I heard Big Cat talking about it after we talked about it. He's like the same. He's like, I kind of wanted him to win, but then, and then Ryan Whitney was asking him before the tournament, he's like, so if Rory has a putt on 18 to win it or go to the playoff, do you want him to make it or miss it? Because I was like, I kind of want him to miss it. Kind of want to see the playoffs. So he's like, you don't like him. He's like, I guess not, but I find myself rooting for him. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people kind of are.
Yeah, he doesn't have a likable personality.
No, he
he's
doesn't.
A dick.
But he's been great for the game of golf. He is one of the all-time greats. So happy to see him finally get it done. And then, it's going to be interesting now that he won this major. I would think he'll win another one.
Just because it's the
correct.
relief
He's gotten
of not
over the
having
hump.
Yeah.
and he's got his career slam, and so everything else is now a bonus.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Sure, he wants to win more, but
Yeah, it's kind of like Xander Schauffele when he finally won his first major, and then he wins another like really quickly after because it's like, okay, I finally did it, and now I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right.
But I will say, like in the press conference after, like, and I get it, right? Like that is his moment, but it was just so everything about him. Like, what are we gonna? I'll ask you guys, what are we gonna talk about next year? Like, it's always about him. He's always about himself, and I get it. Like, whatever, it's fine. You have to have some level of narcissism when you're that good. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny too because I find myself doing the same thing. I was rooting for him to win yesterday, and I think Justin Rose is a much better dude. And I'm like, think about it later. I'm like, I really kind of wish Justin Rose would have won.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was fine with the result either way. Rose has had, so many close calls. Two playoff losses at the Masters. Ends up getting second in the Open Championship last year. A lot of close calls. He's still. Listen, people are like, oh, this would have for sure gotten him in the Golf Hall of Fame. The Golf Hall of Fame is one of the ones that's a little bit, harder to get into. It's not like the Basketball Hall of Fame where they put everybody in, but Justin Rose for sure will be in the Golf Hall of Fame. He's got a major. He's got several runner-up, and the big kicker is he won a gold medal, which like almost nobody has. Yeah. So it's like, he'll end up there.
I think we need to do our version of the Masters. We call it the Valor Creek Masters because my dad thinks that he's God's gift to earth at everything he does, but he's one of the worst golfers I've ever seen.
Oh my God!
We have a video on TikTok to prove it. If you've not seen it, I can throw it up there.
Let's just say one thing real quick.
There's a 19-shot hole that he claims he got a bogey on.
4 and 6. Turner was there at my other
4
house.
and 6 what?
At my other house.
Let's explain because the audience doesn't know what you're talking about.
How many houses do I have? 4. Anyway,
Millions.
4 and 6 holes at Rock and J Ranch. I chipped in, and he witnessed it.
Oh my God! It was
the best moment of one of the best moments of my life.
It was
one of the best moments. No, Dr. Coon's moment. I'm not going to talk about that. But Dr. Coon's. Well, Dr. Coon's a true doctor.
He's a real doctor.
He's a doctor that wrote this article that I was reading all these hard words about. And I pronounced every word there was, like these 7-syllable words in my finest fucking hour.
Get to the point, buddy.
In the golf swing, when I chipped both those in front of Turner, 4 and 6 from the sand into the hole. One wasn't from the sand, one was out of the sand. It was one of the best moments just to prove how fucking good of a golfer I am.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard all these stories from Dylan about
there's no sport I can't
how
play.
Horrible he is, and next thing you know,
thank you.
And he's just chipping in from fucking everywhere.
And I love how I drove him on 4. Let's go.
Looks like Tiger Woods at the Masters on 16. Only thing that was missing is
during the ambient stage too.
Vern Lundquist calling his chipping.
What?
I said we needed Vern Lundquist, the announcer.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, I love it.
Big dog.
Big dog from the right. Look at that. He is
in your life,
and it's right there. Like and everybody quiet. Is Big Dog? He's gonna. Oh my gosh! He's grabbing his sack.
Okay. Enough. All right. We don't need the commentary.
He took a drink of his whiskey. He flipped his hand.
Stop.
He's ready to hit.
You want to leave the show?
No, I don't.
That's what I thought. All right, we're gonna do WNBA or not.
Oh yes, Big Dog's never done WNBA.
Okay.
It's time to play WNBA or not.
All right, here we go. WNBA or not. Here's number 1. We got it on the screen here.
All right, Big Dog. We got to zoom in here a little bit.
I need Turner to answer first, and then Big Dog. And Turner can't change his answer once Big Dog starts giving his. So Turner's got to go first. Uncle T. WNBA or not?
You know, you got a margarita machine in the back, a bar. Did you dim the lights, or is that just how it was?
These are all straight screenshots.
Okay. You know what? This is not a WNBA player. Big Dog, what do you think?
That's WNBA player. WNBA.
See, he's losing it. That is not a WNBA player. That is Favor Ofili, a track athlete. Okay, number 1.
I was going to say rapper.
Right.
Okay.
Obviously, he's not
Come
very
on,
good.
Big Dog. You got to be better than that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
All right.
You got to lock in.
All right, let me get my shit together.
All right,
I was thinking about me just now.
Number 2, WNBA or not?
No.
Dude, is there a dick in those pants, sir?
No.
I mean, what the fuck is going on here, Big Dog? We need a ball check over here.
Turner?
Ball check on aisle 4. Zoom in. Let me see how big the hands are. Don't want to see a dick on those gray sweatpants.
That's not an NBA player.
Yeah, that's a WNBA player.
That is not a WNBA player.
Oh, my God.
Who
the fuck is it?
That is Lauren Scruggs. She's an American fencer, gold medalist, fencing. I got him there. Okay, I'm glad I got that one. I didn't want to go 0 for 2 to start here. All right, we got a game now. We got a game. All right, number 3. Let's pull up number 3. All right, is this a WNBA player or not? Yeah. WNBA player or not? I know instructions are hard for you, but I said Turner answer first and Big Dog second. So too bad now you've answered.
Let me show you how smart I am. Dylan always gives the hints away. This is some third world country in the background. That's a track star, not a WNBA player.
Got him. Let's go. That's a WNBA player.
Oh, God.
I'm a step ahead today. I'm a step ahead today. That is Leeticia Amahir of the Golden State Valkyries expansion team now. That's right. What do you know? It does because they're from other NBA teams.
It's not a real team.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
The ones from
Look at those
they
palm
draft
trees.
off.
That looks like Barbados or something.
Yeah,
I don't know where it is,
pick
but
ones from the standard.
I tried to go a step farther because she does have
All
big
right.
hands, and last
All
time
right,
you
okay.
didn't go with the big hands.
All
So
right.
we're not. What did I say your rules were?
looks like
You're not
she
allowed to talk when I'm
She
talking.
looks like she runs track.
All right, here we go. Number 4 here. Number 4, and he's got to get this to stay
Gotta
alive.
get 2 in a row here.
Gotta get 2 in a row. Here we go. Number 4, WNBA player or not?
Zoom in.
She's married. No.
I can't even tell she's married. There's so many fucking rings. I can't even tell what's going on. You know what? Yeah, man, does she play basketball? She looks fucking tiny. Maybe she's a point guard. I'm gonna say no.
That is a WNBA player. Let's go. I got this round, baby.
Wow, that was
is
impressive.
Dana Evans of the Las Vegas Aces. All right, for fun, the last
She's gotta
one.
be like 5'3".
Last one. Let's see. Okay, is this a WNBA player or not on the last one?
You got Malibu's Most Wanted on the right.
Yeah, that's a WNBA player. Yep.
Malibu. No, not a WNBA player.
You say it is?
Lululemon. She plays a different
Yeah,
sport.
that's a WNBA player.
You got that one. That's not a WNBA player. That is Tara Davis Woodhall. She's a track athlete.
Yeah, damn, man. I should have got
Victorious.
Should have got one of the other ones.
As Johnny Drama says, victory!
Victory. you got
Victory!
it.
All right,
Big
got
dog,
that one.
You are not great.
Actually, he's a
WNBA or not.
Paralympic track star.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're married. Okay.
Oh, what a loser!
All right, here we go. We're gonna go to the NBA here. Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna
the
pull up.
association. This is Big Dog's
Thank
best. I mean, he knows
you,
everything.
and boy, do I never miss
God,
this.
does he know the
We're
NBA?
gonna, by the
Good
way,
gosh.
just
He
a
goes
heads
back
up.
to the ABA days.
Dude, I
Remember
there's-
when you were
I'm
balling
not
in
joking.
church leagues?
Yeah,
They introduced the three-point line when you were playing.
I can
First
just
year.
the first year.
Yep, 30. Would you have
36.
36?
36.
Okay.
Um,
that didn't happen.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Well, Chip confirmed it.
Chip did not
36.
confirm
Yes,
it.
36.
Chip said
36.
he lied.
36.
No, Chip confirmed it. With
Okay, well, I'm going to
three-point
show
line.
Chip this clip of you saying that he confirmed
Yep.
it, okay?
He did.
Okay. All right. Now, let's go to the NBA, okay? We had the end of the regular season last night. We have all of the seeds set for the play-in and the playoffs. Well, I guess not all the playoffs because we got to determine the play-ins. But essentially, we've got in the West the play-in games, which start tomorrow night. The Warriors lost their final game at home against the Los Angeles Clippers. Los Angeles Clippers won and got all the way up to 5, but the loser of that game fell to the play-in spot. The Warriors had a 4-point lead at home with 1:20 to go.
And guess what? Did
And blew
Jimbo get him?
Jimbo did play well. He did play well. Now
Bearded monster.
Kawhi had a game winner. Wes, come here. Kawhi had a game winner chance late and missed it. Shocker. And so anyway, Warriors lose. They have to fall in the play-in. By the way, I believe the Warriors, I think this is true, have never won a play-in game. They have had a terrible history in the play-in. They've lost every single time. So they have to play Bailey's Grizzlies. Now it is in Golden State, and they do have 2 shots, and they're both going to be home games. So the Warriors and the Grizzlies will play.
Yeah.
The winner of that game will get the 7 and will get the
Rockets.
Houston Rockets. And then the loser will play the winner of the 9, which is the Kings, and the 10, which is the Mavs. And that winner will go on to be the 8 seed and get the Thunder, which won't matter because whoever loses this, sorry to Bailey, but you got to hope they
the
win
Thunder
because
gonna
whoever
kill
loses this, nobody's beating the Thunder. The Thunder are going to win the championship.
Both
this
those
year.
teams could beat the Rockets in a series, though.
100%
Okay, so
they could.
let's just go through this real quick because you talked really fast. The Warriors are playing Memphis, correct?
Yeah. Do the Hubie Brown.
Correct?
This is what
Yeah.
we know about
This is
the
what we
Western
know.
Conference playoffs. Okay,
This is-
he went really
I
fast.
love it.
through
I love
that,
it. I
okay?
love him.
Let me
He's the
tell you
best.
what
Too
we
slow.
know.
He
Yeah.
can't.
Hey, real
follow.
quick.
I think we all believe the Warriors probably beat the Grizzlies.
It'll be a good game.
But regardless, whoever wins that, the matchup with the Rockets and that, well, like Turner said, will be a good series. I believe, I would be surprised if it's Warriors-Rockets if the Rockets are bigger than a minus 150 favorite to win that series.
Isn't
right?
Memphis getting some good player back tomorrow?
Memphis has all their guys healthy
okay.
right now, correct, Bailey? Yeah, they don't have their coach anymore because they fired him with 11 games to go in the season.
Yeah, I don't get that.
But they do have a healthy roster, and so whoever wins that, it's going to give the Rockets a really tough matchup because the Rockets remind me of the Kings a couple years ago, who were really good and they were the 3 seed.
No,
and they got the
they're
Warriors
better
in the first round and got upset. I don't think the Rockets. I'll go out and say it right now. I think the Rockets will lose in the first round to the winner of this 7-8 matchup. So I think the Warriors will beat them if it's the Warriors, which I don't think is a hot take, but I do think the Grizzlies would beat them as well. And I think the Grizzlies probably end up losing to the Warriors and getting in as the 8 seed. I don't see the Mavs or the Kings beating them in Memphis. Now, let's talk real quick about the matchups we do know. Okay, we have 2 really intriguing series, I think, that we do know the matchups, and that is, we'll start with the 4-5. So obviously, I already mentioned the Clippers got the 5. They're going to take on the Denver Nuggets. So what do you think, Turner, the price is for the Nuggets?
Oh my God, I have no fucking clue.
No
you
clue?
know me, I don't watch the NBA. I'm gonna say.
What do you mean the price for the seats?
What the odds are of who wins the series?
I'm gonna say the Nuggets are minus 175.
Close, 150. Okay, so Nuggets
okay.
minus 150, so they're a slight favorite.
And you know why? Because bearded monster versus worthless ass Russell Westbrook.
Thank you.
And
Worthless.
let me tell you this. And Dylan hadn't talked about it much on the show.
I know. You
obviously.
sure hasn't.
Yeah, Westbrook gets a steal the other night.
Yeah.
Smokes a YMCA layup.
Oh God.
Then falls down, runs down the court, and karate chops a guy.
He
Fouls.
didn't touch him on the shot.
He fouls.
He didn't touch him on the shot.
He's the biggest bonehead in the
Was
NBA.
like, it looked like a blatant foul to me. I had to go back.
Bonehead.
Dylan goes, I didn't see him foul him.
I asked.
I was like, I didn't.
Did you
see
watch it?
No.
Then
But
keep
he
your
fouled
fucking
him.
mouth shut.
All right.
No, actually, I did see the highlight, but I don't know if he actually fouled
He
him.
didn't fucking foul him. All right, regardless, I already admitted it was a dumb play. Regardless, we're not talking about that.
James
We're talking
Harden,
about this
the
series.
bearded monster, has the Clippers playing really good ball.
That's
right
done. It's done. That series is over.
That series is over?
Over.
Because you already said you wanted to bet with me earlier, and then you kept talking.
Over.
Do you want to bet on that series?
I'm telling you right now. We'll
But-
do it on the dollar bets when we bet.
Well,
the
$1, so you don't want to bet.
Well,
Hold on,
yes,
hold on,
we're
hold on,
going to
Do
bet
you
at
wanna
the
bet?
house.
Do you want to bet?
Yeah, we're going to bet
How
at the
much
house.
do you wanna bet?
They're going to beat Denver.
So you don't want to bet
No,
on it.
they're going to. Well, it matters that I win and you lose right here in front of everybody. You're wrong. They're going to beat Denver.
So let's bet.
They'll beat Denver.
He'll bet you the 37,000 he owes.
No,
you,
I'm not
okay?
betting the full 37.
Either
It's
that or
38.
nothing.
Also, what was I going to say about this?
They'll
series?
beat Denver.
Jokic will be awesome. The problem with the Clippers is, Kawhi Leonard could be out with a leg contusion by game 2.
That's
That guy. If I own,
No,
the
I agree
Clippers,
with you.
I'm
No,
not kidding.
I said it
If
to
I
him.
own the
I'm on the
Clippers,
record
I
of
would
the show.
Take him out back.
Thank you.
And shoot him old Yeller
Thank you.
style.
Absolutely. I'm telling you right now, I told
I'm
him,
Steve Ballmer.
I
shoot,
can't
put him down.
believe he signed him again and did that. It was the dumbest move ever. By the way, no, when we bet, if somebody like Kawhi goes out, the bet goes out. I'll admit that. No, seriously. No, any of y'all bet me or whatever, same with me. If somebody like a key player leaves, like if, Djokovic leaves the game, the series is
Djokovic plays tennis.
I'm just saying.
Djokovic, Schmokovic.
Djokovic,
You know who we're
they're all
talking about.
Vitches and
Jokic.
Witches and
Yeah.
Donkwich. No,
Yeah.
fuck that shit, man. Just U.S. name.
Yeah.
If the big goofy motherfucker leaves the game, it's over. Now,
Right.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Kawhi always gets hurt. And so you cannot bet on a series at our house. And if the key player gets taken out, the bet's out
You know
the
what?
window.
I'll tell you what, though. I think
That's
the bearded
dumb.
monster can do it either way.
Let's move on to the next series. So in the 3-6 matchup, we have the Lakers, who ended up getting the 3 seed, which was important because that allows them to dodge the Thunder in the second round. So the Lakers have a clear path, not having to play Oklahoma City until the conference finals. But they do get a really tough matchup with the Timberwolves, who are playing much better as of late. Obviously, we know Anthony Edwards is one of the best players in the league.
A lot of kids.
Who are you picking? Who are we
Throws
picking?
dick around like it's going out of style.
He does. And he
My
loves to
God.
pay child support in
Pays
full.
a child. Listen, I'll tell you what. It's a gentleman right there. Get knocked up. Say, you know what? You can just have it in full, baby.
That's 1.2 mil.
I'm not gonna invest it to pay you with the interest. You invest it, and you make. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, that's dumb. He should have negotiated a payoff. That was been smart. His lawyer's an idiot. I would have just gone in and said, "There's the payoff. I'm giving you this amount, and I'm done for life."
And then they would have said, no, we want the full child support amount, and then they would have had to pay it.
No, they wouldn't have. He could have said, anything can happen to me in 5 years. You're
Look,
done.
if you're knocking up
Take
women
it
and
now.
having kids, you got to pay the price,
If
all right?
you think it's a gamble. If you know the guy can be broke in 10 years and you're the girl, and 5 years and 8 years, and most NBA players end up broke, all of them basically do, many of them, you take the money. So he would cut a deal with her for $3 million, $4 million right now into sentence.
Well, he paid her like $1.2 million.
Well, but that's not.
It's like $5,000 a month he had to pay. But the one thing I will say is this, or no, like 15. Anyway, the one thing I'll say about this is just get a vasectomy.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, why the fuck?
Why
you
are
already
you dealing with
already
it?
got 6 kids running
It's
around.
irresponsible.
What do you need anymore?
It's irresponsible. And
well, no, I don't even care about that. Well, it's irresponsible financially.
Well, the kid growing up, it's irresponsible.
Yeah.
We've already talked about this, and you have already said that you know why he hasn't gotten one, because there's a very high % chance that a couple, 1, maybe 2 or 3, end up in the NBA if he's smart about who he's sleeping with. So the odds are he was going to get money on his investment back. Now, he must have thought that the kid, it must have been a white lady or something, because the one that he gave the full 1 point whatever million to, he doesn't want to have anything to do with that one. So he must think, okay, odds are this one's going to be a fencer, right? Yeah. Or a this one's not the brightest of the bunch.
Wasn't a track star.
That's right, wasn't a track star. So that's why. Odds on this series, by the way, Lakers -180. So again, you got a 3-6 matchup, not a big favorite.
I'll tell you what, I hate the NBA. I will say I'm actually looking forward to these series, like in the West.
Yeah, they're going to be fun.
They're going to be fun to watch. The Eastern Conference is going to be dog shit as usual.
I actually disagree when we get to the Eastern Conference. There's some couple of good matchups there. The 1-8 and the 2-7 won't be.
Knicks, fuck the Bucks.
Knicks, Pistons? We'll get there in a second.
Right,
okay.
Fuck them.
So who are you picking, Lakers or T-Wolves? Oh, did you pick Nuggets, Clippers? I picked the Nuggets, by the way.
Oh, riding with the bearded monster.
Of course you are. Who are you picking?
I already told you. You don't even have to ask that.
You don't even have to ask that.
All right, go ahead.
Question.
Lakers, T-Wolves.
If he's
Man,
healthy.
the T-Wolves have been
If he's
so
healthy.
underachieving. I know they're playing better lately. I'll go with Luka and the Lakers, not LeBron and the Lakers.
Can I say
Luka and
one
the
thing?
Lakers.
I'm going to go for the upset, the Timberwolves.
I'm taking the Lakers. Luka's too much. Luka's playing much better the last month. I mean, he's gotten accustomed.
And they
to
are
playing
my
with
favorite.
LeBron.
They are my favorite team going to the playoffs, except for the last 4 games.
Who?
The Lakers were.
The Lakers won 3 of their last 4 games.
Okay, well then it was before then when they had a. I'm just thinking LeBron.
Or did they lose their last?
I'm thinking LeBron might get injured, so I'm thinking he might actually get injured. All right, you know what? I'll go with Lakers because I actually picked. No, I did. I picked them.
Go.
No, I liked them a lot going into the playoffs, so I'm going to stick with them.
This is just like the NFL. We're picking 3 games later, and he goes back to a
I'll
pick
go
that
with the
nobody's thinking about.
No, I want the Lakers to win actually that series, so I'm going to go with them.
I'm picking the Lakers. The Lakers are going to win this series. I do think it's going to go 6 or 7. I think it's going to be a really, really tight series. I do not think the Lakers kill them. They're not good enough to kill the T-Wolves. But,
no, it's going to, it's
but
gonna
I
be
do
close
think they win it. I think this goes, man, I think I was looking there. You can get plus odds at over 5.5 games, I think. Or maybe it's even money at over 5.5 games.
That's crazy.
I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong. But anyway, I think this goes 6 minimum. You could even go exact odds 6, exact odds 7, and I bet you hit that. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Let's pick real quickly on the western side who we think comes out of the West. So I'm taking the Thunder, obviously. I think they're the best team. Is anyone taking anybody different? Although I do think that if any other team could come out of there, it'd be the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are the only team who could beat the Thunder in a 7-game series just because Jokic is the best player on the planet. And if they did win that second round, they would beat whoever they played in the Western Conference Finals. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Thunder. I think the Thunder are going to win the championship. So give me the Thunder to come out of the West.
I'll take the Thunder, and I'll say if Golden State beats the Grizzlies, it's going to be the Thunder and Golden State.
Yeah, I have
Finals.
Golden State maybe getting to the Western Conference Finals, but I'm going to pick. I mean, it's hard to pick against the Thunder. It's hard to pick against them right now.
I'll tell you this right now: if the Warriors lose tomorrow night, I think they play tomorrow. Yeah, if they lose tomorrow night,
I don't think they'll beat Oklahoma
they're
State.
out in the first round. There's no way they're beating them in the first round. But if they get to the Western Conference Finals and it's them versus OKC, then they have a shot because it's Steph Curry and it's in a 7-game series and they're champions. So, but I think they're going to win against the Grizzlies and I think they're going to get the Rockets and I do think that's a good. I think it'll be Lakers Warriors in round 2 and it'll be a good matchup. Eastern Conference quickly, okay? We've got the
I felt we jumped around there. Did we miss a team though? We missed a team pick.
7-8. Okay, 7-8 Hawks and Magic. It's going to be in Orlando. Orlando ended up getting the 7. Atlanta ended up getting the 8. Now, Spurs fans should be absolutely rooting for Orlando, and then they should be rooting for whoever wins that 9-10 against the Hawks, because if the Hawks end up missing the playoffs, the Spurs will get another lottery pick, which even though it would be a very short odds chance of getting a top 3 pick, there would be a 1 to 2% chance, right? So we are anti-Hawks here. Magic, Hawks, quickly. Let's just pick the 2 playing games. What we think's going to happen.
Magic are going to win. The Bulls are going to win. And then the Hawks are going to beat the Heat.
Okay, so you have Hawks in at the 8 and Magic in at the 7.
Yep.
Okay, so pick. I'll help you I'll help you because it'll confuse you.
The Hawks will win. The Bulls, are they playing in Chicago?
Yes.
Chicago will win that game.
So then you have to pick the Bulls versus the Magic.
Yeah,
and it'll be in Orlando.
And I think it's going to be the Magic for that game.
Okay, so we have Orlando and we have Hawks. Is that right? Yes. Or that's what you have, and you have the flip of that. I actually am going to go out and say I think that the Magic get the 7, and I believe that the Bulls will beat. I think whoever wins Bulls Heat beat the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks will win. I think the Hawks are going to lose 2 games and they're going to be out. Okay, the 2 match, and then and nobody's picking unless he thinks Trae Young has some crazy game to beat the Celtics, which is never happening because he likes Trae Young even though he's horrible.
Ice Trae.
Okay.
What a player.
Pacers, Bucks, 4-5 matchup, rematch of last year where Giannis got hurt and the Pacers won the series. The Pacers do have home court advantage. So
is
they will
Lillard
get games.
playing or not?
I don't think he's going to play.
All right,
Jeez.
Pacers.
Hold on. I'm just looking at it real quick. Let's see. Shams, Bucks optimistic Damian Lillard will be cleared at some point to return for the playoffs, but we don't know when that is.
Okay, so that won't be this year.
So if he does, they're fine. If we're gonna say that, if he does play, I think the Bucks will beat the Pacers.
If he plays, they'll beat him.
If he does not play, the Pacers will win.
Pacers
Everybody's
will win.
on the same boat.
Okay,
Pacers
all
will
right.
win.
The next one is actually going to be a blast, and I know Turner's shitting on the East, but Knicks Pistons. This is like an old rivalry.
this is
It's
great.
the first time we've seen the Pistons in the playoffs, and I don't know how long. This is
What a turnaround
awesome.
for my damn Pistons. I love the Pistons.
So we have the Knicks,
Picked them last year.
Knicks and Pistons in round 1. We have 2 of the most storied franchises in the NBA, 2 of the craziest fan bases in the NBA.
Monty Williams must be the worst coach ever with this turnaround.
It really is because they're the same fucking.
I didn't know he was
They
there.
might as well
I
be
thought they
coached by
get. I
fucking
thought they
Jackie
got.
Moon.
But
No.
I thought they got rid of him half year last year.
They got rid of him, and then
In the
since he's
offseason.
been gone,
Yeah.
they've been the best they've ever been.
Yeah, but last year they were not good, and the
Well,
same coach was
exactly what
there.
I'm saying.
Exactly.
But I'm asking, when did they get rid of him
In the
last year?
offseason.
in the offseason.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought they got rid
It
mid-season.
wouldn't have mattered because they hired a new coach anyway.
Who'd they hire?
The
Who's-
Cavs coach, JD.
Oh yeah,
Bickerstaff.
that's right. He got rid of him. That'll be a damn good series. New York's going to win the series.
Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 7, and it's going to be a heck of a series. The Knicks have not been that good this year. Karl Anthony Towns has not worked out. I know he's played good and put up good numbers, but
That was such a fucking dumb trade.
defensively they've gotten significantly worse. And I have a
It
feeling
was a dumb trade.
I have a weird feeling they're gonna one of 2 things is gonna happen, maybe both. I think the Knicks are gonna go after Giannis after this year, and I think there's a decent chance that if they lose this first round series, which I don't think they will, but if they did, I could see them firing Tibbs because we just keep seeing these coaches get
They'll
fired.
fire him.
And I think Tibbs is a good coach, and I really wouldn't do that, but I could very well see that happening where Tibbs gets fired, they go after Giannis, they go get another young coach, and they rebuild around Giannis.
And watch
Brunson.
the Spurs will bring him
if
in.
the Knicks lose to the Pistons, they're absolutely going to fire Tibbs.
Yeah,
think
but
so?
but they said that
He's
was
the whole. I thought he was the whole reason he turned him around in the first
I
place.
like him.
That's
I like
what they-
him.
I
I'm
don't
just
disagree
saying.
with you. I'm just
That's
saying.
why they said the inside trader rumors were this, that Karl Anthony Thompson, they got him to give to Milwaukee, that they were already thinking of that trade of Giannis to come to the Knicks for Karl to go to the Bucks in the acquisition of him. That was part of their mentality.
Probably
Is
so.
Giannis a free agent after next year?
I think he has 1 more or 2 more years.
Yeah,
on
it's
his
2 more
contract.
years.
He has 2 more years.
But I thought that's where they said they're going to try to do the trade. If he demands to get out, which I'm sure they're colluding behind the scenes. They've probably already talked to him.
No, I'm sorry. He has. Let's see. Yeah, he has. Because it goes player option in 27-28.
Yeah.
He has a player because he signed an extension in
So
October.
He's going
of
to want
23.
out. He'll say he wants out, and then that's it.
I mean, but what's gonna be interesting is the new rules. They have a new second apron where you really can't go over it anymore. They've basically eliminated the
Right.
luxury tax, and so it's gonna be interesting to see some of these teams navigate their salary caps going forward because you can't do what the Suns did anymore or what the Warriors did when they won their championships, which is just pay $100 million over the cap and just pay the fines and win.
by the way, the Suns owner has to be one of the worst owners in basketball.
So real quick, I want to get to that.
Yeah, I'd shoot
Pick
him.
real
I'd
quick.
shoot him.
Let's go to that. I want to go to that, and I want to go talk about Nico Iamaleava. I don't even know how to say his name. I want to talk about that. So real quick, pick who's coming out of the East. Did y'all pick the Knicks? Did everybody pick the Knicks?
Yes.
I'm taking the Knicks.
No, Knicks.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Knicks.
So quickly, who's coming out of the East? Is it Cavs, Knicks, Celtics?
It's gonna be the Celtics.
Boston.
No, the Cavs are coming out of the East.
Boston.
Cavs are coming out of the East. I think the difference
Now-
between
now,
the
Br-
difference
now-
between the Hawks,
Jalen's hurt.
the difference between exactly. So you can't use that as a caveat.
Look and see if when he's coming back real quick.
He's had a knee scope like yesterday. He's not going to be 100%.
Well, then you know what? Okay, we should leave that pick to later.
Who you
to
pick?
open
You
up.
pick the Celtics, okay? I'm taking the
Who's
Cavs.
hurt?
Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown's hurt. So
Yeah,
of course, if he's out, no, they're not going to win.
He's a fucking Finals MVP last year. Tatum sucks.
No, he's gonna. If they don't have him, they're not
The
winning.
Celtics are not the same team they were
So
last year.
it's simple. If he's in the game, Celtics win the East. If he's not, if he doesn't play, of course he's not. They're not going to win the series.
They don't need him in this first series anyway.
Not in the first series, but they're going to need him to be 100%.
Yeah, they'll need him for the final.
Yeah, they'll need him for
Eastern
the second
Western
round,
Eastern
probably.
Conference.
I don't
Finals.
think any of these teams are beating the Thunder anyway, but who knows? Okay, let's talk real quickly back to
the only team
Suns.
that can beat the Thunder is with Jalen Brown, the Celtics.
Let's talk really quickly about the Suns because the Suns fired Mike Budenholzer today, which is just absolutely
Sickening.
mind-boggling. No,
Sickening.
it is sickening, but it's actually mind-boggling when you think about it. The fact that this is the third coach the Suns have fired in 3 seasons, right? Mike Budenholzer, they went 36-46 this year, finished 11th in the West, missed the playoffs entirely. Yes, it was a bad year. It's year number 1. It's the second straight coach they fired after 1 year, right? So you have Mike Budenholzer, right, who has won everywhere. What's more likely the problem, right? The organization that has now fired 3 coaches in the span of 3 years, right, that has spent hundreds of millions of dollars and blew up a team that was in the championship a couple years ago to go out and get the geriatric cancer of a teammate in Kevin Durant, right, and the black hole that is Bradley Beal. And then we're horrible last year without Mike Budenholzer. Go get him this year. But didn't they fire Frank Vogel last year? So they fired back-to-back championship-winning coaches. Not that I think Frank Vogel's great. So is that more likely the problem, that it's Budenholzer or that fucking organization? Budenholzer, who's won a championship as a head coach, 4 as an assistant, 2 NBA coaches of the year, finished first in the West 7 times. I mean, this is absolutely idiotic. And whoever is in that Suns ownership or general manager position needs to be fired. That team should be sold. That has become one of the worst organizations in all of sports. It's pathetic.
There's only one thing to do. You bring back home Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni, powerful offense. But this is what I was saying real quick.
It's
I want to say
option.
that's the only option.
Bring him home.
Here's the thing. They think, no, this is the problem there. It's bringing these people together than trading your superstars so quick. Meaning you get them together, these big-time players. Where's the center that left them, the black dude that was really good?
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, where's he now?
Well,
Blazers,
they traded him to the Blazers.
Yeah, to
but
the
I don't remember.
Blazers. I mean, it's crazy. They had team chemistry 1 year. They blow it up. It's stupid. By the way, who coached them that 1 year to get to the finals?
Monty Williams.
That's what I thought. So it's
Had nothing
weird.
to do with Monty
But
Williams.
I'm just saying he did coach them to get to the finals.
They had Chris Paul, who was still close, like coming towards the end of his prime. They had
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton. They had Eric Gordon. They had all pieces around him who were shooters.
Well,
they had, what's his name?
Agree. But all I'm saying is that
Booker
is
was
what
playing the best of his career.
that is the worst. It's not just the organization. That is the worst owner next to the Knicks owner who's now inactive.
I just found out that Mike D'Antoni is still alive. 72.
Okay.
He's the man for the job.
he's a good.
What about Phil Jackson? Is he still alive or did he
I'm
die?
I'm glad. No, he's alive. He's probably on a peyote trip somewhere. But I'm glad that you did clarify, because it would have been bad look for the podcast if you said hire Mike D'Antoni and he was dead on the side of the road somewhere. You know. So
No,
thanks for
but I will
clarifying.
say-
Thanks for
I didn't
clarifying.
know if he died, but he's a hell of an offensive mind.
This is a
Do what we
classic.
do, baby.
This is a classic case of a Jerry Jones syndrome with the owner.
Actually,
He thinks he knows what he's doing.
I just thought about it. They're going to hire Steve Nash. Watch.
You think?
Yeah, it's going to be.
I thought they were going to hire I thought they would hire a really.
Clubhouse. I mean,
Well, the
Steve
only
Nash is
reason-
going to do a bad job, and they're going to get rid of Durant.
They might hire him.
The only way they would hire him is if they got rid of Durant.
No, they will.
They
I mean, that's
couldn't
what I'm
hire him
saying.
otherwise.
They're getting
because
rid
they
of
didn't get
Durant.
along.
They're getting rid of
Durant.
Durant.
Problem
Yeah.
is, no one wants Durant.
No
So
one
that's
wants
the
him.
problem. So you have Bradley Beal, who you picked up, and he's like the one guy in the league who has
The
a no trade.
worst.
He has
The
a no
worst.
trade clause. They-
Spurs are looking at him.
When they said they had, I believe
I
I saw
hope not.
I saw a stat that when Bradley Beal was out of the lineup, but they had Kevin Durant and Devin Booker in the lineup, but no Beal, they were like 13-1 this season. But with Bradley Beal, they had like a losing record with all 3 of those guys playing.
Bradley
Like
Beal's
he's just a black hole.
He's a great player.
But
Great player.
yeah, I mean, it is a tough spot because you're probably not trading Devin Booker, right? I don't think he's still young enough to where he's in his prime. He's been your best player on a championship team, at least your best offensive player. You can't trade Bradley Beal because of the no trade clause. You paid him way too much money. And I don't think anybody wants Kevin Durant now. Like, not for what you think you could get for him. Now, what they probably should do is just find the most they can get for Durant, because you're never winning with this team anyway. And then you just try to find somewhere to send Beal and just unload their contracts and rebuild.
No one.
That's all you can do.
We'll get Durant, and it'll be Chris Paul, Durant, and Wemby.
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
I forgot. I know what's wrong with the Suns. It's Devin Booker dates Kendall Jenner. That's a Kardashian
He does
jinx.
date her?
Is that actually true?
Think so. Bailey, can
Well,
you
they used
confirm
to.
that? They used to.
I
I think they still do.
what
And
I-
if so, it's a Kardashian jinx. You can't win with a Kardashian.
Well,
It's been on and off for several years, which is probably why they got to the championship. They
That's
were
why
probably off at
Lamar
the time.
Odom turned to crack.
yeah, he did.
Kardashian
Crack.
turned to
Smokes
crack.
crack.
Yep.
He's back on crack.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
Oh, I thought he
Is
is.
You just quit making shit
No,
up.
I'm serious. I thought I saw him in crack in LA when I was just there.
You saw him?
Yeah, I
You were
saw him on
never
the
in
street. Yeah, he was in Beverly Hills
You
by the
haven't been
Beverly Hills
to LA
Hotel.
any
Big dogs
Yes, I
get
have.
all the time.
Yeah,
Please.
man, he was hitting he was in a white Mercedes hitting some crack. So real quick,
Those things usually,
allegedly.
yeah, those things don't normally
allegedly, yeah.
go together. If you're hitting crack, you're usually not in a Mercedes.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. He's broke right now though.
Now, why,
But-
how is he in a white Mercedes?
Well, because they pay those cars off. That's the first thing they do.
They buy those.
They buy the
straight
cars
cash.
They
first.
absolutely don't. They lease those.
No, they do not.
Oh,
absolutely.
They
the
buy
real
cars
dumb
first.
ones buy them straight cash.
Yeah, exactly. But real quick,
Don't
uh,
you buy your car straight cash?
yes,
Yeah, but he's rich.
thank you.
I mean,
I keep my money.
Yeah.
But real quick, on the subject of the trade value, how much longer does Devin Booker have there?
I don't know.
Well, how many years?
Ask Dylan. I don't watch the
How long
NBA.
does who have left?
Devin Booker have there? You
in,
blow
like,
it up now.
on his contract.
Yes, 3 years.
He signed a 4-year, $220 million contract that
whatever.
goes through 2027, 2028.
Yeah, you trade him now and you get 3 players. That's what you do. You're done. He's done. Blow up the team right now. Blow it up.
Yeah, but the problem is, unless you can ship Bradley Beal, you can't do any of this. You have to find somebody to take Bradley Beal.
Well, you figure it out.
No, because you're stuck with a $60 million contract otherwise.
take a certain pick for him, whatever.
You know, I think sometimes I'm not going to say that.
No, go
on
ahead.
air.
You've already, you're going to think better to say something on today's show about all the shit you've already said?
Well, I would just say if I'm the owner, I'd find a way to kill him.
There you go. Take him out.
Yeah.
Like the New York Giants thing, like where if you kill
it's
enough
like
people on the
player goes-
roster.
Like you just have to make sure Durant, Beal, not Booker. I'd say Durant, Beal, maybe some fringe players. You get to, I don't know how many have to. Actually,
Ideally,
know
you
what?
could frame
In the
Durant
NBA
for it
In
and
the
then get rid of
NBA,
2
you
at
probably
once.
only need like 3 to dive. This is 12-man roster.
Yeah, that's like 25% of your roster right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that's a good point.
Probably get 2 first-rounders. for
That's
that.
right.
And free up some cap space.
Can we look into that? Do they have a clause like the
Yeah,
NFL
Bailey,
where if
can
you
we
have a
look at
certain
the
amount of
cap
people
space?
die? So I was thinking about this the other day, and Bailey and I thought this would be a good idea to talk about. I think a San Antonio expansion football team is coming to the NFL soon. I asked ChatGPT when Jerry Jones is going to die. He's 82 right now. It told me 88 is the most likely date of his death.
Absolutely not. He's a vampire. He's going to make it to 120.
He's sucking on people's blood and staying alive, but
yeah.
I don't know. He sure doesn't look too good. So when Jerry dies, whether that be in the next year or couple years or however long, we are, I think, going to get an expansion team here. So I want to see if you guys could come up with some good names for a San Antonio expansion team. What would be the name of our the San Antonio what for our expansion team? See if you can come up. I thought a good one would be the San Antonio Alamos. That would be a good one. Or the San Antonio Puffy Tacos would be a good one as well.
More than likely, we would take.
What about the bean rolls?
The bean rolls would be good. More than likely, it's not the sexiest name, but we'd be the Defenders. More than likely,
The Defenders.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so lame.
defending the Alamo, yeah. But
We
it's
sh-
that's what they always claim.
Well, they didn't defend that. They ran out the back door. They ran out the back
No,
door.
they didn't. They all died.
Well, they ran out the back door. A bunch
No,
of
they
wussies.
did not.
Yeah,
You're
they
calling Alamo conspiracy?
did. Yeah, that's a bunch of
Guy out
bullshit.
there?
Heroes of the Alamo.
Okay,
Give me a
listen,
bunch of
I
bullshit.
San
would
Antonio
never, I
100.
would never, please, big dog. My God.
The San Antonio
You can
100.
talk about Nom all you want. Don't talk about the Alamo.
Davy Crockett. Okay.
I said the San Antonio Davy Crockett's would be a good one too.
No,
You
they
can't
have.
think of
They
it. He's
got,
not
you,
very quick-witted. He
you
can't
got.
think of
You
a
got to
name.
have. You got to have a simple like. You want to fuck with Dallas? You call them the Stars. San Antonio Stars. That's all you call them because that fucks with Jerry. But anyway, the appropriate name is the San Antonio Beaters, but the actual, well, that's the appropriate name. That's what we're going. Let's go the Stars.
That is funny. That's funny.
But I do
Good
think
stuff.
that you should come up with something very simple, one word, like star, like a short name, like Stars, something 4 or 5 letters. Okay.
Do you think we actually will get an expansion team?
No, I do not.
Yeah,
I think we
No.
will too.
No.
we absolutely will. When
We
Jerry
absolutely
Jones dies, we
No,
will.
no,
There's already been 2 owners that tried to move their
No.
teams here.
no.
And people that go, oh, this is actually, Big Dog said this before, which
Yeah.
Big
You're
Dog's
gonna
not
say it.
wrong. Let me tell you something right. He's not wrong about a lot. You're dead wrong if you don't think we can sell out a dome 75,000 seats for 8 games. You're smoking crack if you don't think you can do that in Texas.
He's smoking crack with Lamar Odom.
Yeah, I mean, my God.
I don't
We
know.
sold out the fucking Katrina games and the worthless ass Saints were here, dude. You don't think
I
we
don't
can
know.
sell out a?
I don't know.
And the smart thing to do, if we did get a team, by the way, is you name them. You don't name them San Antonio anything. You name them the Texas something, and then you have Austin, San Antonio, and everybody from the Valley coming up, and you steal all the Cowboys fans.
It's not Bailey had that idea too. He said we should name him the Texas something.
No, yeah, they'd be in San Antonio, but you just name them the Texas something. Yeah. There's no point in being the, it's like the advantage
San
that
Antonio,
Texas
yeah.
Rangers have, right? Like people that don't live in Houston think they need to be Texas Rangers fans.
Okay,
Everyone likes Cowboys.
let's
Okay.
move on. I want to talk about college football for a second because we had, I think is going to be something that has to get the rule changed with NIL. So Nico and Bailey can help me out with this pronunciation. Is it Iamaleava? I think that's actually how you say it. Iamaleava. We're going to call him Nico for the sake of the show for pronunciation parts. But Nico, when he first signed with Tennessee, it was announced that I thought that it was a $4 million deal. I looked it up. So it's $2 million a year.
It was $2 million a year.
So you got $2 million per year was
So
the
did I. I thought
was
it
the
was-
initial deal. Now maybe it was
It
$4
was
million
Bailey-
over 2 years.
It was Bailey who was spreading the fake news in here saying he was getting $4 million.
Well,
a
no,
year.
it is known. It was known that it was $4 million, but it must have been $4 million for 2 years.
Correct, yeah.
And anyway, so I guess that's maybe why they were thinking it's just going to be 2 again. And Nico and I'm sure his parents were thinking, no, we want more. And so they went out and said, we want basically double what you're giving him, which would have been $4 million per year. When you look at it, and basically what happened was Tennessee said to eat shit, right? They're like, we're not budging. We're not going to give you more money. And I think Tennessee rightfully was right not to pay him, right? Because when you think about it, I went back and looked at it. I never have thought Nico was very good, really. But when you actually when you break it down, it's even worse. When you look at his stats from last year, in SEC games alone, in 8 SEC games, he threw for only 1,600 yards, just over 200 per game. 8 touchdown passes in 8 games and 3 picks. In the playoff game against Ohio State, he was 14 for 31, 45% completion, 0 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 73.
It was cold out there, right? He's a Samoan.
He is a Samoan, and I mean, he is a below-average SEC quarterback. I get the pro potential that everybody sees, whatever. He's tall, he's long, he has a big arm. There's plenty of guys with big arms. I think Tennessee was in the right here. That's not the point, though. The point of this is that this happened the day before this fucking spring game. This happened the day before the spring game. He just doesn't show up to practice and then says, no, if you're not giving me the money, I'm not going to play. And he didn't even tell Heupel. He texted the offensive coordinator that he was entering the portal, right? This is out of fucking control. And I don't blame Nico. Really.
No, yeah, no.
I don't blame. If you think about it from this perspective, if you're Nico and you have a realistic view of yourself, of what you are, like, okay, yeah, I'm maybe one of the top prospects in the next round, but next year's draft. But I mean, he's really not that good. I'm sure he has an inflated ego, right? And thinks he's really good. But it's like, this guy could be my highest years of earning. And if somebody's going to give me 4 instead of 2, well, what if I have a bad year and I go in the 4th round and, I'm Matt Corral, right? And I end up not making it and I end up getting a couple million bucks and that's it. Well, I made 2, and now I'm going to make 4 again. Really, realistically, he should try to make 4 and then try to make 4 again next year and then go out because I don't think he's very good. But the fact that a player is allowed to just leave the day before the spring game and that is perfectly fine and there's nothing anybody can do, it's ridiculous. It's out of control. It's got to get the rule changed. And they've got to have contracts for both reasons, right? We saw this with UTSA basketball. We see players coming out saying we were promised money and never saw a dime of it. And I understand that's a different situation, but point being is there is no rule or regulation or law forcing the university to pay the players what they were promised, and there is no rule or regulation binding the player who agrees to go to the school for X amount of money to stay once they've been paid. And until that changes, we're going to continue to see things like this happen. This late in the season, when they're a day before the spring game, and now all this shit hits the fan, it's out of control, and this has to draw some change here.
So it's stupid, but the thing about it is, so at this point, I don't blame Nico because it's like you said, you just got to go get paid. None of these teams have any loyalty to him. Frankly, if Tennessee thought he was any good, they wouldn't even blinked and they would have paid him. Okay, they just don't think he's that good. They don't want to pay him $4 million, which he isn't. Secondly, you have, which is far worse in my opinion, is him and several teammates on Tennessee before the fucking playoff game said they weren't going to play in the game unless they got money and got more money going into the playoffs. Because they said their NIL deal only said they had to play 12 games. It's a fucking joke. There's got to be contracts. This will get it done. This is ultimately what's going to get it done. But we went from an NCAA where there were so many rules and you had to sit out a year to just absolutely free for all. Anything fucking goes. Well, it's nuts. It's nuts.
But the other thing is this. If you think about it, it might work the counter way, meaning if you're an investor and you're a funder of these players, there might be some point where the team continues to lose and these $4 million and $3 million investments that you're making, you start questioning them and they go to more reasonable figures because of the way the athletes are acting, number one, and there's a lot of prejudice in there. There's a lot of country boys and cow folk that don't want, I'm not going to be racial here, black people controlling their money. Let's be fair. Jerry's kind of like that. He has a little bit of anger towards Dak, a little anger towards this. That you can't say Jerry's not old school. So my point is that.
Yeah, he's talking with Jamie Foxx about how big the guy's dick was when he was talking about him as a prospect.
The point is,
not all smiles and glory holes.
That's my point. Well, he always likes people like Michael Irvin who just kiss up to him and love him and are loyal to him. He's a little Trumpy about that. But the point is, the boosters are going to get sick of this, and you're going to see a change the other way. I said I found a recording I did of Dylan, me and you in the room where I'm predicting the craziness that's going to happen for this. Now I'm predicting, I'm going to record myself saying it. A lot of these boosters are going to think to themselves, "This is a bunch of bullshit." And if they don't instill a contract where it's adherable, and by the way, if you sue for breach of contract, if you lose, you pay the lawyer fees of the person. So literally, if they sue, if you get sued for breach of contract, you're paying that dude's legal fees, which they can beef those up. Those boosters could beef those up. Hey man, charge them $5 million. Say you charge us $5 million. That player pays back the contract plus $5 million. They don't have the power to go up against these boosters and their attorneys, not even close. So the bottom line is, if you think about it, the boosters are going to get control of this some way. They're going to rein it in. And if it isn't the NCAA is not going to monitor contracts. Where I think you both are off is, what's the NCAA going to do? You're going to monitor. You're going to have some sort of contract. It has to be under a collective sort of bargaining agreement. There has to be another organization looking over the contracts.
No, I already said this. It's the money controls it. The guys who are
paying, but who's looking over the contracts?
The guys who are paying the players, which is the people who are boosters and whoever backing the university, are going to get together. There's going to be a bunch of guys get together because the coaches are all for this. The coaches want contracts, right? Everybody wants contracts pretty much, it feels like, except the players.
What's about the payment?
What?
The actual standardized agreements.
Yes,
so
but they will just use the NCAA to implement it because they will the money will be behind the NCAA at that point, because that's the only organization they can go through at this point. The NCAA is not going to – basically what the NCAA is doing is waiting for Congress to make a law about this. That's what they're doing.
The NCAA doesn't care as long as they get the money.
I agree.
So for them,
so why do they want to monitor a contract situation?
They don't, but that's not the point. The point is the people who are paying for it are going to be the ones who are going to get together and say, this is ridiculous. We just paid Nico $4 million to do fucking nothing for us for 2 years. He sat out for a year and made $2 million, and then he played and we lost in the first round of the playoffs, and now because we didn't give him an extra $4, he's gone. We're tired of this. It's going to start happening. We're already getting to the point, and there's going to be a salary cap too. I've heard this. There's going to be a $20 million or $25 million salary cap. They're going to have to be able to allocate funds to players, so you can't just have the Miami situation where you're throwing $1 million at the 36th ranked defensive end in the portal because he's the only guy left and they want another defensive end. So there is going to be something, because the money is going to be tired of playing it. Now, you can argue about how it's going to get done. I think they will use the NCAA's institution.
I don't think so.
That's who they'll get behind. Well, because they're not going to create another ruling board. That's who technically still governs. They have no power anymore, but that's who governs it. And if they get money behind them, it will easily get changed. That's what's going to happen. They're going to have contracts because this cannot continue.
A lot of people think it's going to be college football is just going to be like
its own entity.
Yes. And the NCAA will still have something to do with it, but they're going to have a group that they, like, someone was talking about how, I forgot who it was talking about, I forgot what school it was. It was a Big Ten school, and it wasn't like one of the biggest, but it was some billionaire that owned an NFL team that was basically talking about coming in and like buying the football, and then he would get half the profit, and then the school would get half the profit, and he would be in charge of paying players.
That's
and
what I
doing
mean.
Things like that. I don't know how it's going to end up working out, but yeah,
That's what I'm talking
We
about.
already are seeing teams with general managers, right?
Right,
Like we're
right.
already
It's-
seeing
that's
it
what
moving
they're
this way.
saying. So it's like-
that's what Woj is at St. Bonaventure, right?
yeah.
Like we're starting to see that. They're literally calling them general managers.
Yeah.
I mean, last thing we're gonna do here. We're going to go through some of the top. The NFL draft is fast approaching. By the way, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, we're going to do a live stream of the first round of the NFL draft. Uncle T and I. Maybe I'll let Big Dog come on.
Oh, I'm coming on.
We'll see.
Who picked 14
There's
quarterbacks?
no one
We'll
that
see.
breaks
Thank you.
film
So we're
down
going to
on-
live stream that.
breaks film.
I believe it's April 27th, 26th or
Who do
7th.
you-
So
who do
we'll,
you
I'd
want?
like to break some film down that day.
if you want to watch that, we'll throw the link up on all of our social media and we'll promote it before it comes out. But yes, we're
It's
going to do a
round
live
table
stream of
blitz
that.
right there.
Okay, so we're going to go through this, and we'll let Big Dog, I'll let him have some fun here. He's going to give us a grade for each player on the board. So we'll start with number 1. We've got Abdul Carter, number 1 overall prospect on the board.
I don't like his attitude.
Out of Penn State. He's a defensive and doesn't like his attitude, okay?
I don't like his attitude.
Okay, and Turner can give his grade. Uncle T can give his grade too. All right,
B
Abdul
minus.
Carter. B.
B minus. Not joking.
Uncle T, what did you say about him?
Are we grading like?
I think all in all, as a player,
what he is like?
I've
as
heard
a
his work
number one
ethic is
overall
by.
pick,
Just
or
as,
like
like as a draft prospect.
Yeah,
his
I mean,
work
he's
ethic is a
an
little bit
A plus,
suspect.
A plus.
Yeah.
B minus.
Okay, number 2, Travis Hunter.
I don't. Think
I think he's gonna be for real.
I think he's. I saw him run a 16-second 4-yard.
He's a 3-year
in route
player.
The other day in the pro day, people were like, "What the fuck is Travis Hunter doing?" Did you see it?
No.
You can probably find a clip of it and put it on there. when we're
Wait,
doing
he
this,
was
you know.
slow or what?
He just ran like a quick little slant, and he just did like it was like he goes. When your drunk uncle's running, it's like when your drunk uncle's running routes at Thanksgiving.
I still think he's
Yeah,
going to be a
you'll
B
see
player
the
in the
clip.
pros. He's going to be a B.
I think he's gonna be a good player, but I wouldn't take him. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't take him in the top 5.
I
you're
wouldn't take him
drafting-
top
if
5.
you're
That's what we should say. Top 5, top 6, whatever.
Would you draft him? You can say that in addition to the ranking. Would you draft, if you were drafting him, would you be thinking you're playing him at wide receiver, cornerback, or both?
Both.
I would think. Yeah,
You think he's going to play both the whole
Yes, he
whole
will.
game, every game?
He's gonna
There's
play
no
both.
way.
I think so. I
Not
think
the whole
shot.
game, but he's
I
going to
think
play both.
I think he's going to play cornerback, and then you'll see some sets with him coming in.
Yeah,
as
That's
some
what they
he will
formations
play
as a
both.
receiver.
All right,
I would take him. I think the
8.
hype wasn't here at Colorado, and they're not playing good defenses. Whatever. I get he's a good player. I get that he plays both ways, which is extremely hard to do. I think he's a late first round guy.
That's where you would take him, late first round. So give me your projection of where you would take him. All right, so next.
I mean,
number-
he's
I take
definitely
him,
going
like,
in the
between
top
8 and
10, but I'm
15.
just saying
no, I
that's
know, but
I'm
where
taking him.
you would take him.
I take him between 8 and 15.
All right, number 3, we got Ashton Genty, number 1 running back in the class, projected right now to either go to the Raiders at 8 or the Cowboys.
He
at
will go to
13.
the Raiders.
The Raiders.
He will go to the Raiders.
I'm not asking where he's going to go. I'm
No, I
asking
think
what's
he's
his
a
grade and
top
where would
10
you take
pick.
him?
He's a top 10 pick.
He's a top 10 pick even as a running back.
Yes.
And then would you so what's his grade?
He's an A.
He's an A. Okay, Turner.
I think he's really good at just taking running backs in the top 10 is crazy. I
It
don't
is
think
crazy.
he's Bijan Robinson, right? I think Bijan Robinson's a better overall back. I think
He is good.
I think Gibbs was much better in college, coming and catching the ball out of the backfield, which Genty didn't do a lot. I mean, he may prove to be able to do that in the NFL. I think he's a great running back, but
I think I
I don't know
legitimately
if I would take him 7 or whatever.
I
they're
wouldn't.
thinking
I
about.
probably wouldn't, but I have a weird feeling he just reminds me a lot of Derrick Henry, the way he runs. And Derrick Henry didn't catch the ball well coming out of college.
Yeah.
I mean, that's who he looks like to me. Okay, number 4. I've heard a couple people say they would not touch Mason Graham that early. Mason Graham, the defensive lineman. I'm putting some film up because I know Big Dog probably has never seen some
Yeah,
of
I've
these guys
seen him.
play.
I know who he is.
Oh my God, Big Dog knows him.
I know exactly who he is.
Please.
Everyone likes him. I think he would be I'd pick him 20, 24, 25.
That's a great call, Big Dog.
I would not
I
pick
don't
him.
know. I honestly haven't seen a ton. I know who he is. I haven't watched him play that much.
An
But,
interior defensive lineman that early.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Sean Lee a little
I
bit.
don't know
Sean
when they're
Lee.
going to take him.
All right, Tyler Warren, the top tight end in the draft. Do it all type of guy. Could play fullback, tight end. Probably could play linebacker. Probably going to be on special teams. Grade him as a prospect. And where would you take him?
He's actually good. I think he's really good. I would take him late first round or early second round.
Yeah, he's interesting. I like the fact that he can block. You know, he's like an old school tight end. He's not like he's not a Brock Bowers type where he's just nothing but a pass catcher. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. I would take him ahead of the Michigan Loveland or whatever.
You would take him over Colston Loveland?
Yes, I would. I think he's better.
He'll probably go in the top, 30.
All right, Jahdae Barron, probably the best defensive back in the class. Played for Texas. He was All-American last year. I think he might have been the SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
You can talk about. You mean you know more about him than us?
Well, I think he's phenomenal. I think he's a top 10 pick. I think he's absolutely going to be a star.
I think he'll go about 20 to 25.
He got better every single year. No, I think he's going to go top 15. Corners and defensive backs are valuable.
It's interesting to me because I would take him before I took Travis Hunter. Just because I just don't understand.
He's good.
What Travis? I just don't.
He's a better corner.
I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong.
He's a better
I wouldn't
corner.
say.
And so, unless you think Travis Hunter's going to be a great wide receiver, why would you take him before him?
Right.
I agree with you.
No, I would take Hunter before him because he can play two ways. But I'm saying
I wouldn't.
I would, but I do agree. He'll probably go in the top 15. But I'm going to say in the 20.
Will Campbell, the best offensive lineman in the draft,
Will
probably.
Campbell's my man.
Yeah,
Love
he's
him.
probably going to go pretty high.
Top 5.
Just great discipline.
Top 8.
Why do you love him?
Great tackle. Look at Budenholzer.
Because he's white.
He's a leader of men.
He's a leader
That's
of men.
why I like him.
And he's white.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just said no and then said
no,
yeah,
but you don't get white linemen a lot. And they're
okay.
So it's nice
Cam
to have
Ward, the number 1 quarterback, probably going to be the number 1 overall pick. Where would you take him?
Well, it's obvious.
You think he's really good?
No, I'm saying when you look at what you have in quarterback this year.
But take away the fact that quarterback is valuable. If let's say your roster's complete and you're just drafting, you don't have any needs on your roster, right? And
top 5.
You think he's a top 5 valuable pick, not excluding the fact that quarterback's valuable than more valuable.
Okay, you mean just what I think of his talent?
Yeah, like is he?
No, I think
he's going to be a star quarterback in the NFL.
I think he's a late first round quarterback. But I think in today's world, where you can't even get teams to get a backup decent. We're trading for a 5th round pick to get the guy that we got the other day, the Cowboys. I think they're a commodity. It's ridiculous how teams need them and value them. So in today's economy of player, I think he's top 10, top 12. Your call.
I would actually agree. I think you have to. I think if you're the Tennessee Titans, you just got to roll the dice with him and hope he works.
And I have
out.
a prediction.
I don't know. I like Cam. I do like Cam Ward. He's obviously a great athlete. I honestly, and I know this sounds just kind of like dumb to say, but it's like no one really knows with quarterbacks, right? Everybody always thinks they do. Besides Andrew Luck or somebody like that, right? You don't really know. So it's one of those deals where to me, I think it's. And it's funny to say, I literally think it's 50-50 if it's a home run or not. And if you're the Titans, you have to flip the coin and hope it is.
So you take him number 1.
Well, think about it. You don't have any options.
I have him. I bet him 3 months ago to go number 1.
I just think you have to.
You have no choice at that organization. Your fan base, everybody.
What a player.
Okay.
I thought that was Will Howard.
Okay, real quick.
But by the way,
Will Howard so bad. John Gruden loves Will Howard. Okay, quickly. 2 more questions. Shadur Sanders. Would you take? Is he a franchise quarterback? Should he go in the top 10, even with the fact he's a quarterback?
He will.
He will, but should
no?
Should not. I don't think he's going to be great. But once again, these teams are just trying to hit the quarterback lottery, and you're hoping he is.
I think he's going to be like,
and he's got his dad was a fantastic player and athlete, so it's like
he's going to be.
He's got that pedigree in him. So
is he going to start right off the bat wherever he goes?
Yes. Well, no, wherever he goes. That's weird. If it's New York, they've got 3 quarterbacks right now. No, he won't start in New York. He won't start in the Giants. They've got Russell Wilson, and who else did they just go get? Another one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
and also we're watching highlights up here.
Yeah, they re-signed him
Best
too.
wide receiver in the draft between Matthew Golden from Texas. We have McMillan from Arizona, or we've got the last one would be Egbuka from Ohio State.
Yeah, it's unfortunately I've been forced to watch Texas at your house a lot of times when I don't even want to watch Texas. Matthew Golden's the best receiver.
He's unbelievable.
He's good.
He's very, very good.
I think he's gonna be just the way he play. I mean, he always, in any big situation Texas had this year, he's always available and he always made the big play.
He really did.
I think McMillan has the biggest
ceiling.
Yes, he has the highest ceiling, but obviously the biggest bust potential as well.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's one of those guys that. But to me, I'm taking Golden. 100%.
I think Golden's phenomenal. I would too. I think Ibuka could be really, really good too.
No, I think they all could be good. But yeah, I think Golden's the safest bet.
He is the safest bet. He's the smartest pick, and he does everything. He's a good route runner. He can create space. He can make contested catches. Like I think the other guys, like McMillan's kind of just big. Like he's a big dude and go guys. Like this guy.
I think Williams is going to do the best in the NFL.
Who?
The guy here. This guy.
That's McMillan.
I mean McMillan. My bad.
Williams, McMillan, same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that this guy from Arizona is. I hope Dallas takes him, but anyway, I hope because they'll bookends in. But I think he's going to be the best receiver in this draft.
All right, that's all I've got. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
Yes, I do. We're missing one person.
Big Dog wrap this show up.
Let me say one thing real quick. We are missing one person in these breakdowns of the first round, and this is a wild horse that I'm going to come up with. But let me ask you one thing: have I ever not picked a quarterback seriously on this one?
Never.
Thank you. I pick him in preseason. I pick him in the pros. I pick him in college. I can pick him in fucking high school. I can be in the backyard. I can green eggs and ham. Okay. Bottom line, Milroe will go.
Oh yeah, this is his
in the first round, or let me finish, or very early second round. No one's talking about this, but that guy is going to go to some team as a backup quarterback in the first. How many? 32 in the picks. I'm going to say the first 45 picks he will be gone. And I want to say the first really 32.
Bold prediction.
What would you say? He's not even going to be drafted.
No, there's no quarterback, so he is going to be drafted. Of course he's going to be drafted. He's going to be drafted like in the early second round.
Early second round?
Yeah.
I'll go first round.
Dylan did say for years that there's no way you get drafted. I
won't
forget that.
Thank you.
He's
Thank you.
Horrible. This is the worst quarterback draft I've ever seen.
He's the thing about him is I
just want to say
I don't think he's going to be good. I will say though, he's like the guy that it's like if it's like the 20% flyer that if he somehow like Lamar was a better thrower in college, obviously, but if he somehow learns to read defenses and kind of throw, I mean, he's the next Lamar Jackson. If he can do it.
Watch out.
Lamar's
Watch
a little
out.
shiftier, but like straight line.
He's an incredible athlete.
Yeah, he's an incredible athlete.
Incredible athlete.
Now, is that going to happen? I don't think so.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not going to happen.
But the one thing I will say about it, though, is I genuinely do believe, and now I was never a believer in this guy, but when it came to Richardson, that's his name, right? From
Anthony
Florida.
Richardson.
It's Richardson.
Will's
Florida.
boy.
Will's boy. I would have put the odds on him learning to throw at 20% too. He clearly can't. But my whole point is, if you can take Milroe and say, in the middle of the second as a flyer and you're a team that needs a quarterback, might be worth the 25%.
No, it might be
gamble.
worth. I don't think 25% is correct. I think it's more like 7 to 8%. I think there's a very low shot he ever learns to throw the ball. But yeah, if he does, I agree. I mean, he got a offensive minded head coach who's done nothing but make guys look good in his offense for years, and he could not throw the ball this year in that offense with the best receiver in college football. Look at that
strike.
He arguably got worse this year. He really did.
So real quick,
it was the worst year of his career.
So you cut him down all year. I just want to end the show with this. You couldn't stand him all year. You said he's the worst quarterback, but you're saying he's going to go in the first round.
For the reasons we just talked about, yes.
Yeah, you're just jumping on my bandwagon on that one.
I never said he's going in the first round.
You said first round, early second.
I said he's going in the early to mid second round, and it's because he's an athlete, and it's nothing else.
Okay,
he's a terrible quarterback.
From he can't play, and he's not going to get drafted.
But when, like we said, in today's day and age, like your point of quarterbacks, of course somebody's going to take a flyer on him because they think he's a great athlete, and if we learn to throw, we can just use the tush push and push him across the goal line every play. Great.
I'm the only one in this program that has experience assessing talent.
Yep.
Bottom line is this: you watch. He will be playing in the NFL. With some team off the bench, whatever, he will come in and he will light it up. I think it might. If it's the Raiders,
the Cowboys get him.
They were going for it, but they did the stupid trade.
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, they did. So I don't know what they were thinking. Really? Yeah, they were going for Milroe. No, they were looking at Milroe. They called him out, but they
did.
No, they did.
Sure, they did.
Look at the cock on Milton. He can throw a ball 80 yards.
Well, anyway, he's my boy.
I'll tell you this right now. Glory holes around here.
Jalen Milroe will be playing in the UFL in the next 5 years.
No.
Okay.
And he'll take out
for the San Antonio Brahmas.
He ends up on the Brahmas.
San Antonio Brahmas future
quarterback. Kellen Mond's not getting it done for us right now. We're 0-3.
I told you.
Kellen Mond, dear Lord. All right. Make sure if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Check out all of us on social media. Check out our Patreon, all that good stuff.
I need a cigarette after that show, big dog.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.
I mean, my God.